We've now polled voters on party trust for 9 issues since January, and the score is Republican 7, Democrat 0, and 2 ties. Here's the previous rundown, with immigration, government spending, and taxes all being led by Republicans with double digits, and a comfortable lead with energy and education. Republicans lead by only 1 point with government ethics, probably handicapped by the large not sure response. And finally, Republicans and Democrats were tied in January on Social Security and the environment of all things, an issue Democrats should largely be expected to outperform in. But we now have new data back, and for the first time this year, Democrats win an issue, picking up 2 points to pass Republicans on the issue of Social Security. Here are the numbers, and Democrats are trusted by 46% of the electorate, Republicans by 44%, and 10% aren't sure which party is best. Why are they doing better now? They've had a 4-point pickup among independents and a miraculous 12-point pickup among white voters, even though they lost by double digits among voters of other races. But let's dig deeper into the Social Security issue. President Biden has asserted that Republicans are trying to cut Social Security, but voters largely do not believe him. A plurality, 45%, say no, but only 40% say yes. 14%, perhaps rightly, aren't sure what the Republicans plan to do. Men say no by 10 points, and women by only 1 point. Younger voters say yes by 7, but middle-aged voters say no by 9. And perhaps most importantly, the most affected demographic, voters over 65, say no by 15 points. Voters pretty much agree by race, but here are party numbers. Only 67% of Democrats believe the president, but only 72% of Republicans, conversely, believe Republicans aren't going to cut Social Security. Independents, however, say no by 16 points, and that's a really huge politicized margin to be among independents. But check this statement out. It's a Representative Dan Crenshaw quote, by the way. The president has devolved into just lying shamelessly about GOP positions to frighten senior citizens into voting for him. 56% of voters agree with that quote, including 39% who strongly agree. Only 25% strongly disagree. But let's look at age. 49% of senior citizens agree with that quote, about the same as the 50% who say Republicans are not trying to cut Social Security. And 43% of senior citizens disagree with that quote. Believe it or not, voters over 65 are least likely of any of the age groups to agree, and 18 to 39-year-olds are most likely to agree, 13 points more than voters over 65. Though I bet a lot of that can be chalked up to just general agreeableness. Here's party. 40% of Democrats agree with Dan Crenshaw that Biden is shamelessly lying, including 27% who strongly agree. 77% of Republicans agree, but also a majority of independents, 51%. Only 39% of independents disagree. We can also now add one more voter issue to the list. Republicans are trusted more than Democrats on the issue of the economy by a solid 4-point margin. That brings the total record up to Republicans 8, Democrats 1, and 1 tie. Republicans win comfortably among men, women, Hispanic voters, and voters over 40, but they're roughly tied among white and black voters, and Democrats win by a solid 14 points among younger voters. Naivete? Democrat brand advantage? Perhaps student loan forgiveness? Who knows? The party numbers look just like the other issues, but Republicans and Democrats are more confident in their own party than on Social Security. Has the recent federal takeover of Silicon Valley Bank made you more confident or less confident in the U.S. economy? 20% of voters say they are now more confident, and 47% together say either more confident or it has not made much difference. But 49%, a plurality, are now less confident in the economy due to the Silicon Valley Bank takeover. Topping the list of those who say they're now more confident in the economy after a major bank failed and depositors were bailed out by the government are those with incomes over $200,000. Biden's strong approvers, 18 to 39-year-olds, and Democrats. But look at that number for incomes over $200K. 53% of them, a majority, say they now have more confidence in the economy. That's just fascinating to me. These are people ostensibly with a finer understanding of the financial markets. And every finance person I've talked to in the last few weeks is concerned in general about increased market volatility and the financial soundness of the banking sector. Do you think you know what's going on here? If you do, please post in the YouTube comments. And topping the list of those who are now less confident are Biden strongly disapproves, Republicans, conservatives, Hispanic voters, and those with lower incomes and no college degrees. If you recall, during the 2022 cycle, Rasmussen reports polled religiously on voters' top issues, and each of those issues were ones Republicans have leads on, far outstripping their 2022 final House popular vote margin. That's an increasingly important point to understand regarding elections. A common sense interpretation of voters' preferences does not necessarily equate to increased electoral turnout. And by the way, do you have any other issues you want us to test? If so, drop them in the YouTube comments, follow us on Twitter, and thanks for watching.